Of allegiance and a moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call, please, Carrie.
Mr. Collins?
Here.
Ms. Ross?
Here.
Mr. Wall?
Here.
Mr. Weber?
Here.
Mr. Wessels?
Here.
Ms. Witt?
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Is there anyone here who wants to address council that isn't already here for some known purpose? All right, then we will move right along into citizens' comments and guests. And up first, we want to welcome Jared Capps, our new police recruit, for an introduction and a badge presentation with Chief Caldwell. And apparently, Jill told me I'm somehow participating in
That is correct.
So I'm just going to do whatever you tell me, Chief. So
I'll just introduce this Jared Capps. You can stand up. He comes from the Kent County Jail. Before that, he graduated from Eastern Kentucky University, bachelor's in criminal justice. Correct? He was at the jail for about 2.5 years. Made it to the rank of sergeant. I was lucky enough to steal another person from the jail and bring him here. Very proud of that.
Steal is a harsh word, Chief. Steal is a harsh word.
Really appropriate.
Lord.
Persuade someone to join this awesome team.
I never talked to him before he got here. But we're happy to have him here, and I guess you guys.
Yeah. Do you want to, Jared? Do you want to say a few words before we kind of do that?
Yeah, if you don't mind, go to the podium so people from home can hear you. And now, what am I supposed to do, Jill? Go down here?
Then we're gonna go down here and take some pictures after he's done talking.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
First off, hi, I'm Jared. I want to introduce some people who came here to support me. It's this whole row. From left to right is my mom, Shannon, my dad, Brian, my twin sister, Kelly, my girlfriend, Cheyenne, and her sister, Halaya. Next, I want to thank you all up here, the mayor, Chief Caldwell, Captain Griffin, for giving me this opportunity. I'm ready to get started, and I'm ready to serve this community.
Have you? Really glad to.
Congratulations.
Yeah, because I'm really against them. I've been going to do this work for Jill Lake.
Okay, perfect. Can we get a picture with the family with your, and I don't know if you would like the chief and the mayor to be in an entire, yeah.
I don't need you.
Okay. Chief, you want to be?
You don't need
protect
me.
your family?
You don't need jamming up your family picture.
They'll white you out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a photo bomb.
I'm gonna move.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah. Generally, bottles of booze are not part of the council meeting. We usually save this for right before the meeting.
Okay.
You got an Angel's Envy?
Next group.
Is that an Angel's Envy? You got a triple? Is that a
Jill.
triple?
Hey,
or-
Jill.
Dave Avon come into the person. You'll get one of these yourself.
Okay.
Hey, Jill, do me a favor and see if this is showing up in the picture you took of us, because probably not ideal.
Probably not, yes. Let me, okay, thank you so much. You might have to do a recap.
Yeah, hang on 1 second, Jared. We may want to do another picture that does not involve a bottle of whiskey. On your getting your badge.
Hopefully that's not foreshadowing
That's what we're
what.
trying to say.
It is not there. It is not there.
Perfect. Good call, Jason.
Well, hi.
Okay, wonderful. We will send
It's going to be riveting. You're not going to want to miss a second of it, trust me.
Hey, Jared, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you to your family for sharing Jared with us. Happy holidays. Be careful out there.
The whole police department's bailing out.
Nobody ever wants to stay.
I don't understand it either. I mean, these things are so much fun.
Belts are so safe here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let them clear out, and then we'll move along to our next item here. Hey, Rob.
Rob,
I'm supposed to see if they can shut that door.
he's coming.
I think.
Shut that door, please, Rob.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Then they can hang out.
I think
they
they're going
went
to do a
into
little
the police
tour of the
went into-
department.
Oh, okay. If you guys are going in the police department, that's fine. I just didn't want to have to run you off, but be able to hear. So that's fine, Rob. Thanks. Okay, so up next is a bittersweet item, a special presentation of our gratitude and appreciation for Councilman, now retired Councilman Dave Ablin. So we have a bunch of gifts here, and we have some special guests that came out to see you tonight besides your family, Dave. So Jill, what are my instructions? Where should I start with this?
Would you want to start, would you like to start with our certificate?
Yeah, probably. So, Dave, here's what I'm thinking. I mean, we have several things we want to read for you. We have some gifts we want to give you, obviously give you an opportunity to speak and let council say whatever they want to say. So I guess I'll dive in with our proclamation first, kind of work our way through these and come down. Like, so you're going to need a small cart to haul off all your loot here tonight, you know?
You brought a lot of people.
I know
Everybody gets one.
Daniel has a presentation too, maybe after.
And appreciate that your family showed up for you tonight. So I'll start out again with our proclamation. Proclamation of the City of Fort Wright, December 3rd, 2025. Whereas the City of Fort Wright wishes to recognize and honor former Councilman Dave Ablin for his unwavering support of the City of Fort Wright and the Northern Kentucky region as a whole, as he concludes his elected term of office, and whereas Councilman Ablin served as a City of Fort Wright council member from May 2012 until September 2025, when he stepped away from his elected position to meet increasing demands in his professional work-related responsibilities, and whereas former Councilman Ablin is a native Northern Kentuckian who has lived in Fort Wright for a very long time, attended Covington Catholic High School and received a bachelor's degree in science from mechanical engineering from the University of Cincinnati. And whereas former Councilman Ablin has positively touched the lives of countless individuals and contributed greatly to enhancing the quality of life in our community for our residents, businesses, and visitors from near and far, and whereas former Councilman Ablin, who has an extensive list of accomplishments, accolades, and achievements, is most proud of his family, especially his wife Lynn and their 3 children, Kate, Grace, and Heidi, along with their growing families, and whereas in order to excel, individuals must demonstrate a high level of personal character, trustworthiness, enthusiasm, and integrity, all certainly attributes former Councilman Ablin has exhibited during his lifetime and his tenure with City Council. I'm ad-libbing some of this, Dave, just so you know. So if you go back and read it, it's not going to read exactly like what I said here. Whereas the City of Fort Wright acknowledges former Councilman Ablin's personal sacrifices and civic spirit, which is the essence of the Fort Wright community and all that is good, and whereas the City of Fort Wright wishes to express our sincere appreciation to former Councilman Ablin and wish him the warmest of regards for success in all his future endeavors, and whereas the City of Fort Wright would like to hereby officially dedicate the 3rd day of December 2025 as Dave Ablin Day in honor of former Councilman Ablin. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Fort Wright, Kentucky wishes to hereby honor former Councilman Dave Ablin by wishing him the warmest of regards for success in all his future endeavors, and also by extending the key to the city and this proclamation as an expression of our pride in your accomplishments and appreciation of your commitment to our community. We do hereby proclaim today as Dave Ablin Day within the City of Fort Wright and do command this observance to all of our citizens. I am commanding this on you right now, just so you know. This proclamation shall have the full effect and force of law upon passage according to the laws and ordinances of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and under my signature on this 3rd day of December 2025. So this is the first thing, Dave. I guess I'll get through the rest and then we'll sort of dole the rest of this out. Unfortunately, Representative Dietz could not make it this evening, but she sent us from the House of Representatives a citation of appreciation. The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby recognizes and honors Dave Ablin as he steps down as a respected Fort Wright City Councilman following 13 years of meritorious service on behalf of this worthwhile organization and the community it serves. Mr. Ablin has been a proud resident of the Fort Wright community for more than 50 years and currently serves as the Vice President of MetCut Research. Inasmuch as Dave Ablin has worked tirelessly and with the utmost warmth, integrity, and vision over the course of his tenure on council, and as a result, has earned the respect and admiration of all those who have benefited from his hard work and commitment. The members of this distinguished body are delighted to join Representative Stephanie A. Dietz in offering him sincere commendation and gratitude for his years of exemplary service, and in extending to him the best wishes for continued success and good fortune in the future. Done in Frankfort, Kentucky, this 26th day of September in the year 2025, and then it's signed by David Osborne, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and our current Representative, Stephanie Dietz. So
Very nice.
we'll put this on the pile. And then we have a distinguished guest with us this evening, our State Senator, Chris McDaniel. Chris, if you want to read your
You
citation proclamation or whatever it technically is.
He's got to build a new wall.
So much more flowery, Mayor, than I could be. But so I would say this: Dave Abelin is recognized and honored upon the auspicious occasion of his stepping down on September the 4th, 2025, as City Councilman for Fort Wright, Kentucky, following 13 years of meritorious service to this exceptional municipal organization and the citizens of his community. Inasmuch as Dave Abelin is Vice President of MedCut Research and a resident of Fort Wright, Kentucky for over 50 years, has worked tirelessly with tremendous vision, skill, and professionalism over the course of his tenure, and as a result has earned the respect and admiration of his colleagues and all those citizens whose lives have been positively impacted by his hard work and commitment. He's offered sincere commendation and gratitude for his years of exemplary service. He's extended best wishes for the utmost success and good fortune as he embarks upon a well-earned retirement from City Council, and on the motion is deemed by this honorable body most worthy of its recognition. Mayor, you know, the great thing about most of us in government is we have to have a day job. And,
Yes, we do.
you know, it keeps us very, very busy. And this is, it's an honor to serve and it's a sacrifice to serve. And Dave exemplified both of those. And, you know, our interactions were wonderful and I sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator, can I get a picture with you and Dave real quick?
Yeah, and I also just wanted to say, Senator, we really appreciate, I know you're a very busy person, and you had originally told me you wouldn't make it tonight because you had to be in Frankfurt, so very much appreciate you taking the time out because there's very few people that warrant more of the accolades than Dave. So, yeah, I'm going to. Thank you, Chris. Very much appreciate you coming out tonight. All right, Dave, we got a few more things here, and then we'll let everyone say their piece, give you an opportunity to speak. So we have the Dave Abelin commemorative bobblehead. I mean, that looks just like you, doesn't it? I mean, what do you think, Lynn? Does he move around like that at home? You know? Yeah. So this is a tradition we started. Actually, yeah, I can see that. The bobblehead tradition got started back with Chief Shuey when he got us such a good deal on the fire truck. We're like, we had to commemorate this amazing accomplishment somehow. And then up next was former Councilman Feinauer, who's with us here tonight. And so what we've decided to do is for people who have done something exemplary, something extraordinary, something, you know, above and beyond, is to commemorate them permanently with a bobblehead for them and their family. And then also we have on the back wall there a case where these will be permanently displayed. So Dave, we have your bobblehead for you. Then we also have your commemorative bottle of Angel's Envy. You know, as I was saying before, usually we drink this before the meetings. Tonight, you're going to have to save this until after the meeting. But you can see here, you know, it's engraved in a commemorative bottle on your behalf. So there's that. But probably most importantly is the key to the city. So I want to read this here. The Fort Wright City Council has bestowed upon Dave Abelin an honorary key to the city, symbolizing his status as a true and trusted friend to the community. Dave's service as a council member has contributed to the betterment of our society. Thank you, Councilman Abelin, for giving your time and talent in extraordinary ways. You can see it's got your service time on it, so I'll bring this down here in a minute. And then also for permanent commemoration of that, we have this plaque, which will be hanging in here, and you can see Councilman Feinauer and you are the only two people on it, Dave. So, you know, it's a pretty good honor. So with that, why don't I come down and dole this out to you, and then you can make some comments if you want. Adam, if you have anything to say, council, and then I'll kind of wrap it up because I do have a few remarks I'd like to make. So I will. If you want to just hand me the rest of the loot.
Wow.
If we handle that, well, you might have to get back.
Yeah, I understand. Well, eventually you'll get your own, Jay. Eventually.
You gotta hold the bobblehead. You gotta hold it.
Little Dave.
I have a little more hair in the back. Not much.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. I tried to talk him into letting little hair come up the back here.
Do you want to hang on that? You want to
If you want to hold one of these guys right here, how about this?
Well, I'm going to take a picture.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You hold the whiskey, Dave.
I'll hold two, you hold two. All right. And you can hold the key to the city. think that's more interesting than
Hey, last Saturday, this Saturday. Hey, Jason, just for you, buddy. Nice.
Nice leg. Go IU.
So, I'm gonna take all your leave.
I'm just waiting for one.
All right.
Should they take a picture with this
Yeah, you want to get one with the family?
Yeah, let's,
Lynn, come on up. Family picture.
Do you want to hold?
We're gonna have to build a new wall.
He wants that key.
Then we'll start squeezing people in here.
Smile, Heidi.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Everybody ready? Okay, great. Thank you. Nice.
So, Dave, do you want to make some remarks? I mean, you don't feel obligated, but you're certainly welcome to.
Well, yeah, of course, I have to say a few words. And, you know, 13 years, and it's where did the time go? But, you know, quite frankly, you know, when I started, I had ran for city council, and I don't remember exactly what year, but I had ran. But never, it was the year,
Probably 2010, maybe?
I guess so. But anyway, I was the first loser, okay? So
That's the story of my life, Dave.
I ended up being in that race, and I think there was like 10 people running for those 6 spots. But yeah, I was number 7. And but you know, I think the record still stands. Anytime we've had a challenger, it's the incumbents that return to the office. So I don't know that a challenger, or the last time a challenger's won. But anyway, that
I can tell you when it was. It was 1998, because you're looking at him.
Is that right? You were in? Well,
And
that was-
somehow
that
I'm
was
still
really
here.
win.
Yeah.
Mistake, Dave.
Tell me about it. It's a long list, Donna.
Well, that only you know, says to me that the people of Fort Wright know exactly who they're voting for. You know, they're on top of it, and they know. But you know, when I started and got on council, you know, the city was in debt, and there was a strong commitment to improve our financial position, and I think we've achieved that. And it's really, it's not a fun thing to do, to talk about raising taxes and inventing new taxes and so forth. But at the time, it was absolutely necessary. And being in a position where, you know, it wasn't too many years, but you know, those are problems you just can't fix overnight. And it took year after year. You know, it's kind of like how you eat an elephant. It's one bite at a time, and that's what we did. And but eventually we got to the point where we could roll back some of those taxes, the car stickers and so forth. And you know, I think the property rates and so forth being what now the rate of like 2008, 2010,
2008.
something like that. 2008. Yeah, that only you know, puts an exclamation point on the fact that we're doing great things here. And you know, for a lot of that time, I think we were all like-minded. We were all had the same goals. And but on council, you know, you do have differing opinions. And what's great about the councils that I was a part of, and I'm going back, you know, with some names, of course, Adam and Joe Averdict, and I'm afraid to start naming names because then I forget somebody. But you know, if you'd had an opposing or a differing idea, it was all ears. Everyone was listening and attentive, and you know, at the end of the night, you know, you go have a beer, and a lot of respect, mutual respect. And you know, when you were Dave, when you were talking, and you were saying, you know, stuff about sacrifice, I really, honestly, I don't feel like I sacrificed anything. You know, it's something that I wanted to do. You know, it's a great community. I felt like being a part of it, and you know, there's a lot of things that you know, I can't do, but serving on council was what I could do, and I was glad it all worked out. But, yeah, unfortunately, you know, things change, and I really don't have the time to commit to it anymore. I've got other priorities going on, so it was definitely time, and I had missed quite a few meetings over the summertime, and you know, I really felt like I was letting, you know, the city down, and you guys down, and so, you know, I realized it just wasn't going to get better, and so I had to think about stepping down. That's where things started to happen. So, but anyway, a lot of respect for you guys. What you're doing, you know, it's not a lot of fun. Some of these conversations about, you know, things that impact everyone, but you guys are just fantastic and doing a great job. And Donna, you know, welcome you to council. You got some great peers there, and you're in good hands, and I know you'll do a great job. So, but thank you all.
Oh, thank you. So, just kind of go around. Anybody have any comments they want to make? Please do.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much. Dave and I are actually related, so that's been a pleasure to have family on council. I'm also very lucky that Dave was actually the best man in my wedding. So 28 years later, you've just been such a wonderful example of thoughtful dedication. And I always kind of waited during discussions. Everybody would be talking, and Dave would sit back and listen, and then I would wait because I knew he was going to have a good point, and I just have always been impressed with that from you, and always admired that ability to quietly listen and then have the good comment. So we definitely will miss that. Glad you are still here in Fort Wright, and I'm sure we'll see you around. But thank you so much for all your service.
We've been friends a lot longer than I did this. It's your fault I'm sitting here. You're one of the reasons I'm sitting here. Fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to put it.
One of the conspirators.
But I know when I first started, I haven't been doing this real long. I could call Dave and he'd always take my call, and I'm sure he just rolled his eyes every time he saw my number come up and say, "Oh, what's he want now?" But I would be able to ask him questions and not have to look like an idiot up here, and it was a great resource to have. You still might get a few calls. So. But thank you for everything you did and blazing the way. Okay. But thank you.
Mr. Ablin, I don't know you as long as everybody else here, so, but I don't know anybody more respected in the city of Fort Wright than you. Certainly not a couple people on this council.
Definitely not me. I'm at the bottom of the list. You know.
So, anyway, but no, thank you very much for all your years of commitment to the city of Fort Wright, and congratulations on your latest business adventure, and also the grandchild and everything else. So it's good stuff. It's a good course that your life is taking. So congratulations and thank you again.
Yeah, you know what, if you would have told me a year ago that I would have enjoyed a Friday or Saturday night babysitting and, you know, watching a movie, chilling out, holding a baby, I would have watched. But that's exactly what does happen. And you look forward to it, you can't wait. And, yeah, when they come and pick Amelia up, you know, that's fine, that's great, or whatever. But as soon as they're out the door, you're like, oh, when am I going to see her again? Yeah, so it's wonderful. Yeah.
So, Dave, I want to thank you. It's been a great opportunity to work here, and you were part of the group that extended that opportunity to me, so I'm very grateful for that. You were truly very professional to work with. It was always a joy. You had a great perspective on a lot of different things. The institutional knowledge that you had, that you shared with me every your time here was much appreciated. You made my transition here so much easier, and I really enjoyed working with you. So I love Donna. I think she's fantastic, but I am very sad to see you go. And I wish you much happiness in your next chapter.
You know, the thing that comes to mind is, the budget process, and I'm sure, that is, we see a lot of the work that goes into it, but me personally, I know other people on council had larger roles in that process. But that is something that has been refined, all of Dave's spreadsheets and so forth. And the fact that, we're thinking about, a fire truck or, some of the major expenses, but, we're looking 5 years out for a lot of those expenses and so forth. And those spreadsheets have brought that process along greatly. And it's that process, to me, it's a lot less stressful now to go through that. So.
That's great.
Yeah, Jason, the eye roll is one I would call. You know, it would be some wacky thing, or like, Dave, did you look at the spreadsheet in cell 7, and is that formula right?
Dave, I've only been city attorney for a year and a half, so my involvement with you in relation to city council is short-lived. But the entirety of it has been my privilege and pleasure, and I have the utmost respect for you, so thank you for that, and I wish you all the best.
David, your thoughts, your impressions, your basically thoughts on how things happen, and I've come to respect that heavily because it's very thorough, very thought out, very well done. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Dave, your intellect, your judgment, moral compass, all that next level. It's been wonderful having you here. And I'm going to miss you, but I'll see you around.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. And you know what? The next time I text you, it will be to have a beer with you.
A legit? Not a fake beer?
The story behind that is I was in Atlanta at a conference, and there happens to be another Scott Wall, spelled W-A-H-L. But I do a lot of just text, speech to text to my phone. I was like, text Scott Wall, ask him if he wants to have a beer later. And he's like, sure, I'll have a beer. He's like, where at? And I said, hey, the Irish bar, down, just outside the hotel. And he's just like, did you mean to text me? So next one, we're having a beer.
All right, great.
At least you get a beer out of the deal.
Yeah.
I'm glad the bum's gone. I can't. I want to know tonight, are we going to hear the horn tonight? Are we going to hear it?
Yes.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
I think the community needs to celebrate about 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. Well, 11:59:59, Dave. Let's give us a blast.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Well,
look at Dave's over there. Like, look at the time. Look at the time.
Yeah. Some of these.
I'm saved by the bell.
I'm ready for that beer.
Well, you and I have had many conversations. I have so much respect for you and how we all got along on here and some of the things you were saying too. It's you are going to be missed, but being part of the community, we'll see each other probably tomorrow or later on for a little dinner even. So it's been a pleasure, Dave, and I know our paths are going to cross in more of a professional way probably too. So, but thank you. And thank Lynn and your family for allowing you the opportunity to help the community out. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And when I'm riding to work or whatever, sometimes I got to think about, it's 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I got a couple ideas, and I want to call somebody, and you got to think, but they're probably not up. Bernie's always up. Whenever I call Bernie, now I don't know, next couple of years, who knows? But, but at 7 a.m., I knew Bernie would be up and take my call.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no problem. That's always like that.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
So, all right, guys.
I have some comments, but staff, Adam, audience, anybody else want to say anything before I go?
Just prepared a quick 40-minute.
He's got a little homily, Dave.
But seriously, for the 10 or 13 years I got to sit with Dave, and like I think Scott said it perfectly, your values, your morals, the way you think, and, everybody on this council and this staff is in it for the city. And you can see it with you. You're in it for the city. There is none of this, what I want, I'm going to get. So, and that's one of the things I admire about this council, and I admire about how you were when we were together. And I see nobody's missed a beat, and it's going on great. So it's an honor to have been with you for those 10 years, and like everybody says, I should hopefully see you around. So that's what I want to say.
Anyone else? All right, well then I'll kind of wrap it up. First off, I agree with everything that was said, Dave. And I tried to talk you out of this several times. Not because I don't think Donna won't be great, and I'm happy the council picked on it, but for all the reasons that were stated here. I mean, you're just a rock solid guy, very smart, always really thoughtful. I was, while everyone else was talking, I was trying to think all the years you were here, and I was here with you, I don't really remember you ever losing your cool a single time. If it happened, I somehow missed it, which is like the opposite of me, right? I'm an absolute maniac all the time. But I think that goes a long way. I mean, you hear how much people respect you here. You were an absolute, rock solid member of this team. We certainly would not be where we're at today financially or with all the other improvements that have been made without your participation, without your guidance, without your wisdom. The things Scott said, the morals, the values. I mean, I really just can't say enough good things about you, frankly. And, I really am truly sorry that you're gone. I fully understand it. I get that you have a real job with real commitments, and sometimes they get in the way of these kind of things. But I think your service to the community is super commendable, exemplary, which, is now commemorated forever with your bobblehead over there in the cabinet. You feel free to come in and, see that anytime you like. But seriously, I mean, it's going to be hard to replace you. Donna, you have big shoes to fill. I'm sure you're up to it. And again, I'm very happy council picked you, but I mean, you've just been an absolute rock star on this team. And I'm going to miss you, man. So unless anyone else has any comments. One last thing. I always come up with one last thing. I want to sort of read what Bernie said there. Yeah, thank your family, Lynn, and your daughters. You said it wasn't a sacrifice, but I get coming here the first and third Wednesday of the month for several hours for 13 years. It's a lot of time commitment, especially when you have a young family you're trying to raise and they've got sports and all that sort of thing. I mean, I totally get it. So, yeah, is it really a sacrifice if you're doing something you want to do? Well, maybe, but I get it took you away from your family. And as a resident of Fort Wright myself, I appreciate your sacrifice, your commitment, your dedication, and all you did to make this the awesome place it is to live today. And thank you to the Ablin family for allowing Dave to serve us for all this time. We appreciate you. So, and Jill has reminded me for the second time now that your Dave Ablin Day is out on the sign. If you want to go out there in the freezing cold and take a picture in the snow, you can get a picture of yourself.
Out snow out there.
We probably should have got out our little flamethrower and burned a path in the snow out there for you, but it is on the sign. So,
Mayor, I think you would like to hear one more thing about pensions or something.
Dave, speaking of people losing their minds, get me on the pension thing. Okay, if there's no other comments, then we will move on. Again, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Ablin family. Glad you all could make it out tonight. And enjoy your retirement from council. We'll miss you. And feel free
Your granddaughter did not make a peep. You would have never known a baby was in the room. What a good baby.
Yeah, what a good baby.
Yes.
Dave, feel free to reach out anytime you have an idea or a question, or if you just want to come heckle, you're always welcome to come up and heckle, like Adam. Yeah.
Frank needs some company up here in the front row.
Yeah.
Does the one bottle say?
I'm sorry. No.
No, those are both yours.
Yes, both. You should have two of them. One is
Well,
one's for Lynn's desk.
You're going to want one at your office, Lynn, right?
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You can think of Dave every day.
If you need like a spare for the dashboard of your car, let me know. We can hook you up with one of those too. Think how good Dave would look bobbling around on your car as you're heading down the road.
Merry Christmas. Bye. Thank Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Lynn.
see
Thank
you.
you, Abel and family. We appreciate you. Love you too, man. Okay. That gets us into the minutes. We have 3 sets of minutes this evening.
And actually, we have been just inundated with the Thanksgiving event.
So we don't have
We
3
do not
sets of
have
minutes.
minutes.
I knew that,
No.
and I forgot. So, sorry.
So they're still being transcribed, but that along with, Carrie was working on that project, and then, of course, tax bills. So those have been the main priorities. So this has fallen to the wayside, but we'll have them on the agenda for the January meeting.
All right. Unfinished business. Dixie Highway Sidewalk Grant Project update.
Yes, so one of the next steps that we need to do to move forward with the sidewalk grant is notify the state that we need the design funds that are authorized to be released. So there's a statement here that's been prepared in your packet, and it says the City of Fort Wright would like to request the design funds are authorized for the Dixie Highway US 2542-127 sidewalk project 6-3042 as outlined below, and that we intend to send out a general engineering services RFQ to select a consultant for this project and the recently awarded Highland Avenue resurfacing project. Those are requirements of the grant in order to receive the money. And we will send over the advertisement for the RFQ for review prior to issuing it for them to review and approve. It's already in draft format. And then please let us know if there's any other information that we need to provide. Just as a reminder, this grant comes with a local match, which is $412,000 approximately, and then the OKI match is $618,000. So one of the things that I do want to note is there's $56,000 allocated for easement acquisition, and we're hoping to work with the property owner to reduce that expense. So I would like to submit this to the state, but I would need you to authorize the submission of that this evening, please.
So,
I will make a resolution to have Jill, authorize Jill to make that submission.
do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is, our part of the fund's going to come out of our TIF district funds.
You'll certainly need to make that decision. So one of the things that the allocation of funds will occur over a 3-year period. So I would recommend that you take it out of the TIF fund. There's certainly enough money in there to cover that. We have about $900,000 in that fund right now.
And we'll still have enough left over, or close to it, for
For any
the
other
economic
projects that
development
you have.
project. Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Other discussion?
The only thing I do want to mention, we have not utilized that fund since I've been here.
Right.
So we need to circle back, make sure that all of our paperwork's in order. We might need to hold some meetings to make sure that that is up and running, but the funds are allocated and separated as required.
That's why we created the fund for Dixie Highway, so.
And, my take on this is it's a lot of money to spend for a sidewalk, but it's a substantial safety and aesthetics improvement. And in light of other potential developments coming there, I think will be a major improvement to that whole area, which is a gateway into the city. It's one of the key gateways into and out of the city. And, it has been, I wouldn't say neglected, but certainly could stand some improvement. I think this will go a long way towards that, despite the fact that it is an expensive project. Flip side of that, though, is we're also getting a 60% match. I don't know that I would be in favor of spending this much money of our own, but, when you offset it and you look at the potential overall impact for that area in light of other things that potentially are coming, I think it's a huge win personally. So, okay, any additional discussion before I call for a vote? All right, roll call, please, Carrie.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Wessels?
Yes.
Ms. Witt? Yes. Mr. Powell?
No.
All right, motion carries 5-1. So Jill, whatever you need to do or whatever I need to sign or whatever, let me know.
So, yeah, I'll submit this email and we'll submit the RFQ for consultant selection. And again, that'll be for both projects because we have the Highland paving project, which is also funding that we're receiving through OKI. And that is $250,000. So we've done very well with grants over the last year.
Okay, new business. We have 4 items, starting with the Tot Lot Playground.
Yes, so one of the things that, and I should have adjusted this.
Let me
on the
interject for
agenda.
1 second, Jill,
Yes.
because my guess is many people who might watch this meeting don't even know what the Tot Lot Playground is unless they live in close proximity to the city building. So if you don't know, out in back of the city building, near the Public Works building, there's a small park. It's been there a long time. It does get some utilization, but that's what we're talking about, just so when people might say, well, what is the Tot Lot Playground? What does that mean? Where is it? It's literally on the campus here behind this building by the Public Works building.
Yes. So, and I should have adjusted the agenda so that we address the KYTC services agreement first. So if we can talk about that, Mayor, hand in hand, it goes hand in hand with this discussion.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone have any objection to talking about the KYTC agreement for salt services first? Because you'll see how it's connected here. And this is some recent information we just received. So go ahead.
So one of the things that we anticipated was forthcoming is that KYTC was going to send us an agreement for services that was a contract we needed to engage to continue to store salt materials at their location down on Madison Pike. We are currently storing about 400 ton of salt annually there. In agreement to store that salt, we are doing some cleanup work on Orphanage. But what has happened, and we were purchasing salt materials through a county purchasing agreement, and we were paying approximately $88 per ton to purchase those materials, and then we were storing at the state barn.
Let me interject for 1 second too,
Yes.
Jill, again, just for folks watching from home. So KYTC is the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 6, which is the district we're in here. And literally for as long as I can remember, Adam, I'm sure you don't remember it not being this way. We've always had this sort of handshake arrangement with the state where, because they had some excess capacity and because we had this agreement where we would do some plowing on their behalf, they would let us keep our salt there because we don't currently have a facility to store anywhere near the amount of salt that we need to deal with the roads in the winter here in Fort Wright. So this agreement has never been written down. It's just been kind of a handshake thing, at which they've honored now for decades. Again, it goes back, I don't remember that ever not being the case, and I've been here 27 years now. So, but the dynamics of it are changing. There have been some conversations with our Public Works Director, who is not here this evening, unfortunately, because they're expecting more snow over the evening, and he's resting up to go out and do the great job that they do for our streets. I'll get back to that later. But bottom line is, there had been some conversation amongst us. Again, we'll come back to where could we house the salt here as the dynamics have started to change. And then we got this information that Jill is now elaborating on. So I'll let you get back to it, Jill.
That's okay. You do such an eloquent job at that.
So people understand the context of what this all means.
It's fantastic. You did a great job. So to store our salt, we now have to buy it from the state. Once we deplete the 192 tons that we had on site stored until this last storm. So on Monday evening into Tuesday, we used 9 tons of salt. So we're down a little bit from the 191. We'll use all of that. Once the salt is replenished that we purchased from the county, we must purchase it from the state now if we want to continue to store it there. That now will increase our price to $104 per ton from $88 per ton. So you have in your packet this evening a contract or an agreement for services that they want us to authorize, indicating exactly what we said. We will purchase salt from them to continue to store it at approximately $108. If we buy 400 tons of salt, it's $41,844. So we do have that money allocated in the Municipal Road Aid Fund, but it changes the dynamics of our the way that we're working now. So I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of it. And of course, I don't know unless you want me to store salt on site where we're going to put it if we don't do it. But essentially, we need to execute this agreement.
My take in the short run is we don't really have an alternative because we don't have anywhere to put the amount of salt that we might need. Unfortunately, as you can see, this is a gigantic cost increase from what we've been paying and are able to continue paying through other mechanisms. But say in the short run, which will get us back to the tot lot conversation here in a second, that's the connection, I don't really see that we have an alternative. So I don't know how much we might need to discuss this, but I guess, at some point here, I'm going to ask for a motion to allow me to enter into this contract with the state.
We don't really have a choice, but can I ask a question? That price on the salt, is the state making money on us? Can we,
I do not know if they're making
can we buy it cheaper today than what the state's offering it to us
Yes,
for?
we can buy it through the county purchase.
So they're basically going to be making money on us. I mean, there's no reason for them. There's no reason for the state to buy it at the same price that we're
I
buying.
would think, Bernie, that because they are a much larger volume buyer than the county,
By getting it cheaper.
they would be able to get it substantially cheaper.
Right.
And so, are they making money? I don't know. It's hard for me to understand how their costs could be so much higher than the counties when they're obviously buying an enormous amount of salt relative to a single county. I mean, Kenton County is a big county, but there's 120 counties in the state. The state is much larger than Kenton County.
Well, the point I was trying to make is, I mean, it seems like maybe coming from the governor's office and the road department, that, are they forgetting that we all represent the same people?
Well, the one thing
At the end of the day, we're here for the citizens of Kentucky and Fort Wright. And why they're not even giving it to us at their cost rate to help the community.
They might claim that's their cost. I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm just saying.
We don't have that insight at this point, but I totally agree with the principle you're trying to lay out here,
Right.
which is it doesn't seem reasonable to, if we can buy it for much less. I mean, I get they got overhead, and we've had this gentleman's agreement, and we're doing some work to offset their work for that space, and I get they could probably use that space for something else, but I mean, this isn't like, oh, it's an extra $1 or $2 a ton. It's an enormous cost increase.
I mean, I would almost like to see the state, they've got excess property down there, I'd like the state to even say, hey, the communities of Fort Wright, Fort Mitchell, Edgewood, who needs it, let's build another salt bin down there and let you all use it on the state property.
I'm trying not to laugh.
I'm
trying not to laugh
I'm
and,
just wondering what
and
the
poison the
governor's
well for
mindset
the
is
other
on
things
this.
we need them for with the comments that I'm about to start making.
I know, I'm
Point
just trying to
taken.
make a
So
point.
if I can
is-
only make a couple
Yeah.
comments, because
Go
I
ahead.
don't, it's not that I disagree with you, but I want to point out something that is kind of a complication for us, but is a reality of the situation. A staff member has to be down there to open the barn. They
Yeah.
have to provide security
Understand.
for it. They have to provide a scale in which we
A staff
weigh it
member,
before it
meaning
leaves.
their staff.
Their staff,
has to
right.
come down and let us in to have access to this.
That is correct. Which at times is problematic, because our crews came in the other night at midnight. I'm not sure what time their crews reported in, but we had to make sure in advance of that storm, our trucks were loaded and they were ready to roll. That doesn't always happen, because there have been times where it snowed unexpectedly. We did not have access to materials, and we're calling somebody trying to get into the shed down
And
there.
I totally understand if there's some state employees that need to be called in, whatever, is an added expense. But at the end of the day, those state employees are being called in for residents of Fort Wright and other cities that are
For
getting.
residents of the state of Kentucky.
For the residents of the state of Kentucky. I mean, I just don't understand the mindset of that. That cost can't be so minimal on the grand scheme of what's going on down there. That has to be such a minute cost in their budget.
It's unfortunate that Senator McDaniel had to leave, because I was hoping he'd be here for this conversation to hear it, because I can assure you he will be hearing from me on this topic.
All right, I said enough. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't have answers.
And with it being down there, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't we have the possibility that we could lose our salt if they need it for the state?
I've always said that was the reality, and I've had that experience happen previously in a different community I worked for. No matter how much you have in storage, they will take it if they need it. And they'll keep tickets, they know how much they owe us, but their use of it takes priority over our access to
Yeah,
it.
I would say, Jason, again, this is kind of a napkin type agreement here. But, if there was a severe blizzard and it's in their barn and they wanted it and we showed up and it was gone, what are we going to do about it? So there is a certain risk that comes along with relying on them for this, both in the ability to access it in a timely fashion and the fact that it might be gone when we get there. So
And Jeff isn't here to talk about this, but we talked about it in my office this morning. The amount of time that our staff is spending doing orphanage, this will free that up. So, we're down on Highland, on Madison, and trying to assist the police department and the fire department when we need to, but we specifically go and plow orphanage. So once,
Well, we're mixing up two things here, I think. I think you've skipped back to the first topic, right? Because
Yes, that is correct,
what
yes.
we're saying here is, step one is, I don't see that we have any alternative other than to sign their contract until we have our own storage facility. So I guess, let me just stop there for a second and say, I guess I would need a motion to enter into this contract. Do I have a motion to enter into this contract with the state for the storage of our solid waste? I have a motion by Wessel, second by Collins. Any additional discussion?
The only thing I can say is there a way to get out of this if you wanted to?
The term on it?
Is there a way to terminate it?
There is, does it say?
I don't see it. I've been looking at it.
I mean, I think we essentially just stop storing there and we stop buying. And
That could be very easily. I'm
Yeah.
just asking, I'm just.
I'll
I
have, so
don't see it.
Brooke has not had a chance to review this. I'll have him do that, but that is my understanding of the situation.
Okay, so then let me change my motion. Because, I mean, clearly, the second part of this is our alternative so that we're not locked into this.
It's got an end date on here,
Of
Does it
what?
have it on there?
April 15th of 26.
Okay, well then,
Then that's good. That's cool.
all right, so we have a motion and a second. We answered that question. Everyone's still comfortable?
Yes.
All right. Roll call, please, Carrie.
Mr. Wessel?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Witt? Yes.
All right.
Can I make a comment?
You may.
It may not necessarily be a dome, right? It could be, it's a storage facility.
That's correct.
You're-
On the new side?
Give me square.
Well, all right, so now we'll come back to that. Okay, so the timing of all this is interesting because, this sort of came up recently within the past few days. We've been having this conversation about, do we need our own storage facility, right? And because it's not just that we spend time plowing orphanage as part of the trade-off for this, but it's also, if a truck is out on Monkey Island and it runs out of salt, Jason, it's got to go a long way to get the salt versus,
You guys probably have a helicopter over there.
well, yeah, exactly.
I figured the new streets you put in are heated that you don't even need salt.
Well, yeah, we didn't tell you about the heated streets,
I
did we,
saw it in the
Margie?
bid, I just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I know.
But
Did I get you?
yeah, you did. On a serious note, it's not. If we had our own storage facility somewhere within the city limits of Fort Wright, ideally more centrally located, we talked at one point about possibly locating something over at Battery Hooper Park. I mean, we've looked at various sites. There's not a lot of real estate available for this sort of thing, and there are a lot of environmental considerations that come along with this, right? Salt is super corrosive. It has to be stored in certain ways. You have to have certain environmental protections and so forth. It's not like you can just decide one day to dump a pile in the front lawn out there and just leave it sit, right? I mean, in an emergency, you do what you got to do, but that's not an acceptable approach over time. So, we've been sort of talking about this off and on for a long time, looking at various locations and so forth. And one of the things that came up, because the Tot Lot Park out there is kind of old and not necessarily in the greatest shape, is does it really make sense to make a large investment in park equipment there that probably benefits a relatively small people, or would it make more sense to perhaps eliminate the Tot Lot Playground and instead build a salt storage facility there on site, centrally located, where we have our own equipment, our own team, we have everything we need to make sure that the Public Works Department is able to provide the awesome service when it snows like they always do. And again, I'll throw it out again later, but we got a lot of compliments once again after this snowstorm the other night. I mean, for a small team of 3 people and some volunteers, they just do an amazing job. And I think if we look at this site as the alternative to this, right, and then we do the construction and so forth that we need to do, then obviously we would no longer need this agreement with the state. We would no longer be plowing Orphanage Road, and we ought to be able to get our trucks back in circulation much more quickly anytime there's a snow event. So I'm going to let you kind of give the details, Jill, but that's sort of the setup for how we got back to this probably makes the most sense. And to some extent, now I would argue the district has kind of forced our hand on this, because I don't think it makes sense for us to enter into any kind of long-term agreement at the prices they want to charge to keep storing salt there. That's a huge increase.
So one of the things that I wanted to discuss this evening is about demolition of the existing playground structure. We talked to the architect, and we haven't selected one. Obviously, there's lots of work to do about design and actual final location and, how we want to proceed with construction of one. But the playground equipment is old. The public works facility or the public works staff is very limited. Once spring occurs, they're going to be really busy. So I wanted to know if you're interested in demoing this property now and getting it kind of put on their schedule over the next several months. At the very least, I think you should consider that just from the equipment aging, as well as just the park is located in a unique spot that I think makes it dangerous for kids to play on. Kids playing in the middle of the movement of emergency vehicles is concerning, I think.
It's not ideal, and on top of all of that, it's going to get virtually no use over the winter anyway. So my take is, yes, we should proceed with tearing the park down while we work to design a salt storage facility on that site.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I'd like to add to it, that I think we have a pretty good consensus among council that we are going to be fully committed to a new playground over by the Fort Wright Civic Club, correct? So that would be the replacement for that playground equipment, just so people don't think it's going away totally. It'll be a short period of time, but at some point we will build something over it, correct? I think we're all.
Yeah, does anyone disagree with that? I mean, I think,
We're
yes.
on the same page with that. Somewhere, okay,
Yes,
somewhere, okay, somewhere, as a replacement, right.
That's a good point, Bernie. I think I'm glad you brought that up.
Just so everybody's aware, we're not just making it go away, we're going to be new and improved, correct?
Yes, new and improved, and ideally in a better, safer location.
And we are getting out in front of this project a little bit in advance, but it's just, again, because we have a small department, I would rather our crews demo it so that we're not paying a contractor to do it. It's just a timing and a manpower issue.
Okay, so just to make sure we're all saying the same thing here, no one on council has any issues with telling Jeff to have his team go ahead and start tearing it down. All right, done. Okay, well then I guess stay tuned for more information from you.
I would like one, please.
I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I think I probably have the executive authority to say just tear it down. But I also don't have a problem if council would like, if someone on council would like to make a motion to authorize me to have the Public Works Department tear it down. So I don't end up in
I'll make that motion.
so I don't end up in a museum on a piece of paper as the guy who tore something down, So we have a motion by Wessels, second by Ross.
I would like to put a little plaque on part of that motion too.
Yes, how about this?
There once was a playground here.
Hey, wait, I got an idea.
Thanks, Dave Hatter.
That's what I was going to say. Later, we'll run out the Public Works Department. I'll get a sledgehammer. I'll go out there and you can get a picture of me tearing it down, and then you all can blame it all on me. That damn mayor's just tearing stuff down every which way. He's on a rampage, man. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
So if we have our own salt storage here, and this is the cost that the state is charging for salt, where would we purchase salt from in
Through the county
bulk?
contract. The same way we've been doing it in the past. They're just telling us we have to buy it from them if we want to use their facility.
So there are two options to purchase salt. I mean, certainly you could purchase it on your own. We participate in the Kent County purchasing agreement for the purchase of salt, but KLC also runs a contract for salt purposes. We participated in that, but the number wasn't as good as the county's number, so we didn't pursue that. That's kind of our backup purchase plan, because sometimes people run out, you have to get salt from other places, but generally we purchase, or the county will continue that process if we have our own.
And the county would deliver the salt? How would we get the salt here?
So the county doesn't provide it to us, they just put the bid out, it's just a collective bid of all the agencies, and for their purposes also, it gets delivered from a vendor, and I don't know the vendor's name offhand, but it gets shipped in and delivered to us from whoever the company is that they've chose as the supplier.
All right, thank you.
All right, so stay tuned on additional or further information on the actual salt storage facility designs, pricing, that sort of thing. All right, two last items. Executive Order 02-2025, reappointing Board of Adjustment members. Brooke, you want to read that?
Sir. Executive Order number 02-2025, an executive order reappointing Harry Giemeyer and Tom Litzler to the Fort Wright Board of Adjustments.
So just for folks watching at home, the Board of Adjustments, I like to think of it as sort of the last resort as a resident if you don't like some sort of zoning-related issue. It's a super thankless job because usually if you're on the Board of Adjustments, you're dealing with residents who are unhappy about something that they can't do. It pays virtually nothing. It might as well be nothing. And again, it's kind of a thankless job. It also requires that the folks on the board go through a certain amount of education and training. So again, it's a pretty big ask for people. Harry has been on the board for a long time, as has Tom. And again, Tom Litzler, there's nothing the guy hasn't done for the city. So I do want to say thank you to Tom and Harry both for their previous service, and Tom for all of the many things he's done for the city, and for their willingness to continue with this. Because again, it's not extremely time consuming, but you do typically deal with people who aren't very happy, your neighbors and friends who aren't happy. And, it does take some time for training and so forth. So we appreciate their willingness and to continue serving and their commitment to our community. So with that, do we have a motion to approve Executive Order 0225?
I'll make that motion.
Witt, second?
I'll second.
Wall? Any additional discussion? All right, roll call, please, Carrie.
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Ms. Wessel?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Cosby?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Yes.
Yes. Bernice, I like it. I like it.
Gary.
Leonard Skinner wrote a song about you, Bernice. I'm going to send that to you later. It's a good thing for you. I'm not as good with Photoshop as you are, Bernice. That's all I'm saying. All right. Municipal Order 10-2025, disposal of surplus property. You want to explain that one, Jill?
Yes, so you could probably explain this better. We had a camera system that was called Hike Vision. It had some security issues, and specifically there were notices from the federal government that said if you have this type of camera system in your building, you may not be eligible for certain types of federal funding. So we took that very seriously.
It's basically CCP spyware, and most of these web cameras are full of it. So, yes.
We got rid of that camera system and we installed a new system. If you'll remember, you approved that as part of our budget process. These are the surplus cameras, and we consider them trash. So we'd like to surplus them and destroy them.
Yeah, the only suitable use is in little tiny pieces at the bottom of Rumpke's landfill. So
And I just listed it under the municipal order as Hike Vision camera system and the recorder receiver.
yeah, I mean, it was pretty old to begin with. So its surplus value would be virtually zero to begin with. And again, I would not even recommend anyone put this stuff in their building because of the potential security and privacy risks that come along with it. So I don't know if there's much else to say about it. Do we have a motion to approve Municipal Order 10-2025 to dispose of surplus property?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Motion, Weber, second. Wessels, any additional discussion? All right, roll call, please, Carrie.
Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Excuse me. All right, motion carries, and that's everything under new business tonight. So we have a few last items here. Committee reports. Finance Committee did not meet. I don't know if you guys have anything.
No.
Community Improvement, you guys have not met recently either, right? So unless you have anything, Scott or Margie, you want to add? Okay, moving right along. Jill, you got anything for your CAO report?
Yeah, the only thing I want to is thank the staff who helped organize our annual Thanksgiving Employee Appreciation Event. That was fantastic. It's one of my favorite events of the year. We had about 72, 73 staff members there with their family, so that worked out great. But Carrie and Nyoka and Jeff and his team, Mike and Lamar, did an amazing job again this year of helping to organize that. Truly much appreciated. It has to take priority over a lot of the things that we normally do anyway, and I know that specifically Carrie and Nyoka put in overtime to do that. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, it was very, very nice event, well attended. And we got, what, like $6,500 in donations?
We had $5,000 in cash donations to help fund the event, and then we had $6,450 in in-kind donations for gift baskets. So really a nice event.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you to all the businesses, residents, everyone that contributed to this, because obviously we wouldn't be able to do it without their support. And it's really pretty heartwarming when you come in and you see, these raffle tables set up, because all the gifts that we get are ultimately set up in packages and then just raffled off to the attendees. But it's pretty amazing when you come in and you just see a room full of stuff and know that certain people like Chief Caldwell he should have bought a lottery ticket that day. I mean, he's just ripping them off left and right. It was pretty amazing. I think the police department overall did very well that day.
Well, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeff did
Works was
well.
well.
But it's really nice to be able to, see the staff leave with lots of nice gifts after a good day of fellowship and some great turkey logs from Chef Baroni's, because I do love a good turkey log.
And
So-
we actually, I meant to mention, we do service awards too.
Yeah.
So we recognize Jeff, who'd been with us 20 years. We had several 5-year employees. Captain Griffin's been with us 10 years now. So we did service awards for them too, and that's part of this process, which is great. So
But yeah, well done. Thank you, Carrie and Ioka. Thank you, Jeff, Lamar, Mike, Jill, for putting it all together and making it a nice event every year.
It was the South Hills, right?
Yeah.
yes, it was.
There's 72 people.
Yes.
Did it feel crowded?
Yes.
Nope.
It was pretty packed.
Yes.
Yes, it
And
did.
parking was terrible.
So 3 of us say yes. I mean, it was workable. It wasn't like a mosh pit at the Slayer concert,
It's
but
like a normal
it's
family
tight.
function at my house.
It's tight. I would say, and also I will say special thanks to Margie and Donna, because they helped hand out the gifts. Somehow Jill sucks me into this every year where I pick the tickets, which I despise, but I do because she tells me to. And yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, man. You had the magic touch that day. But the only reason I bring that up is because to the tightness, in the past, typically, I would pick the ticket out and then people would walk up and get the gift, right? And just trying to navigate through the tables, that would take a long time. This year, it was really helpful that Margie and Donna basically helped dole the things out, so it moved much quicker. But, there's still a lot. It's tight in there when you have that many people moving around and that many tables. So,
Yeah, thank you all so much.
yes. Thank you, everyone. It was an awesome event. Anything else, Jill?
Yes, just a couple things. If you noticed when you pulled into the parking lot, we have an emergency call tower that is out there now. It was a very large blue tower. It is not operational yet, but it will be in a very short period of time. There's some parts that had to be ordered to make it functional. But because we have the shopping zone out there where people can come and exchange, and we also have a lot of family members who meet there to exchange their divorce, they meet there to exchange children, or whatever their situation is. We like to have that camera system which operates out there, but we want to have an emergency access so those individuals, if there's a problem, can contact the police department immediately. We do have call centers on the building at various doors, but this one they can get to most immediately, hit the button, and it starts a camera system, and it will notify the dispatch descendant officer. So we think that's going to be a nice safety feature. As soon as that's operational, I'll let you know.
Yeah, 2 points on that. First off, as a reminder for anyone that is still watching this meeting, we have this internet safe shopping zone out in the parking lot. We've had it for a long time. It's well marked. It's under surveillance. And the idea there is, I found this idea from some other city that did it. But like if you go on eBay or something and you want to buy something, right, and you need a place to exchange it and you want to do it safely, well, you can just come to the city building because it's lit and it's under surveillance 24/7. And, the police department is nearby as well. Now, obviously, they may not be over there, and that's part of the reason for this emergency tower. But I just want to remind folks, if you're buying things online and you need a place to exchange money and goods with people, legally, don't be selling drugs here, but you can come to the lot out here. Again, it's well marked. It's designed specifically for that purpose. The new cameras that are out there too, much better than the old cameras in terms of their capabilities, because we've run into issues before where we've tried to look at footage from the camera like, I don't really know what that is, So the camera quality, it's the coverage is better and the quality is better. But as far as this emergency pole, it's a big blue pole. It'll be lit up when it's fully operational. And the idea there is, to Jill's point, whether it's the internet safe shopping thing or some kind of parental exchange or whatever, or you're just in a road rage incident and, you're calling 911, you can just pull in there and hit the button, right? So again, it's not fully operational yet, but it will be soon. It'll be visible from the road and obviously accessible to anyone that has an emergency situation and can't get help any other way, right? Roll in and hit the button.
Cars that they'll break down, they'll end up in our lot. It's just a unique kind of circumstance. We have a lot of activity that goes on. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, again, I realize our viewing audience here isn't that big, but like if, for example, you found yourself in a road rage situation and you were being followed by someone, you could literally drive up here and just press that button, and A, there's surveillance, and B, the police are going to come quickly. So it's just one of the benefits of having that out there. So stay tuned. Once it goes operational, we'll let everyone know.
I think just 2 more things real quickly. The trees on Park Road are scheduled to be taken down on December 15th. We reached out to the company asking them if they can expedite that just because we're worried about the snow. But it, it is what it is. December 15th is the week of December 15th is our target date at this point. And just a reminder that we did cancel our December caucus meeting because of conflicts with the holiday schedule. So that's all. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about operations or any specific projects.
Bernice, you quiet down there. That's permanent now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a keeper right there.
That's the keeper for special moments.
Yeah. Okay. If no one has any questions for Jill, we'll keep going. Administration, you got anything for us, Carrie?
Just my feelings are complete opposite as a Chief Caldwell. I didn't win a dang thing.
Sorry to hear that. Next year, we'll let someone else pick.
Over there on a couple things.
Glad it went okay. It was great. Let it over until next year.
But you know what? I do want to tell you, Carrie, because you were one of the people, not one of the only ones, but she put all of her tickets in baskets for other people, which was so kind. So she was trying to help other people win. So
I was just happy my
out,
Oprah won.
but
She won the one she
You
won.
got the,
yes,
the grand prize.
one of the the egg chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nyoga, you got anything?
No, we're just busy with tax stuff and decorating and all that.
Yeah. As a reminder, again, we'll put out several notices about the taxes, but taxes are due December 31st. You should have received your tax bill by now. If you haven't, you should definitely reach out via email, come up here, call the city building or something. Because again, we do not want you to pay late. We don't want to charge you a fee or any of that sort of stuff. We hope everybody gets their taxes in on time. So, okay, any questions for Carrie or Nyoka? All right, Chief Caldwell, what do you got for us?
Just wanted to let everybody know that the police department's going to hold 2 Cram the Cruiser events coming up soon. The first one is partnered with Walmart, and it's going to be December the 10th. It's a Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30. We'll be parked right out in front of the store. So if anybody wants to come down and donate, try and stuff the Cruiser with some toys for some kids. And then the second one's in partnership with Northern Kentucky Bargain Outlet. That's going to be on Saturday, the 13th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We received word from Fort Wright Elementary that because of the success of the last couple of years, they don't want anything else from us. So we reached out to the children's home over in DeVue, and we found a place locally that has a giving tree that is still full without any tickets taken from it. So whatever we get from that, we're just going to give it all to them and say just give it to all the kids on the tree, and whatever we get from the children's home as well.
There's a suggestion. Former Mayor Nienaber has also a giving tree in his place at Park Hill.
It's full.
They're all gone?
Yeah,
Yep. I already checked.
let's just take the Kroger gift cards.
Gotcha.
Any questions for Chief Caldwell? All right, and again, we're happy to welcome Jared to the team. Looking forward to getting him back from the academy and getting him out on the street. So once he's back, we'll do another introduction so folks will know.
I do. Do you want to talk briefly about the citation that you issued for Detective Gross? I think that was in the packet.
Yeah. I issued a citation, which is basically the same as a letter of commendation to Detective Gross. Several months back, I had an idea about fraud, because the amount of calls that we get for senior citizens that are getting scammed and frauded is overwhelming. And so I just went to him and basically said, we need to come up with an idea of a way to teach people to not get scammed and frauded and lose their money. Try and get ahead of this. Instead of dealing with victims, we can make them more prepared to protect themselves financially. And I basically just gave him those marching orders, and he took off and created this class. He's done a couple of times, and we've had an overwhelmingly positive feedback from the citizens and everybody that participated in it. I just wanted to recognize him for that, and also let everybody else know that we're planning on holding more of those. The attendance keeps going up each time we do it.
Yeah, it's really valuable.
And Chief, I I did not get a chance to talk to City Council about the information you had sent me about the FBI leadership program that you completed. So I want to commend you for that, and if you could give them just an overview about that, and we'll give you some accolades for that.
No, it's part of an FBI National Academy Associates program for executive leadership. And I had to do a little bit of traveling to get it done. It took me over 2 years. And on top of I think it was about a 10,000 word self-study essay that I had to turn in and get graded. And, yeah, I had to go back to school. Had to go back to school for a couple weeks for that one.
Yeah.
But so I just got done with that, and I'm happy to say that I've completed that, and so has Captain Griffin. So both of us have both received that certification.
That's fantastic.
Great.
Congratulations to both of you.
Nice work. I also wanted to throw out there, and I had the opportunity to talk to him a little bit at the luncheon, but just wanted to give Officer Wiesner kudos too. We had an incident occur, and I won't go into too much detail here, but it could have gone very poorly, and I think he used excellent judgment and restraint in a situation that could have gone in a much different direction. Thankfully, it didn't. So I just want to give a shout out to Officer Wiesner again. Kudos, great work. We appreciate you. Anything else for Chief Caldwell? All right, Chief Shuey, top that.
Just a couple things that we've been working on. You've probably seen it in the packets about the Kentucky Board of EMS inspections. We get one a year. We did that 2 weeks ago, and we passed that with 100, so we're good to go for another year. Happy about that. The specifications for the ambulance that we've talked about, I do have those completed, and I don't know how you want me to proceed from here with it, but that's actually complete. I put an option in there for a light duty versus a medium duty, so we'd have some time, and it looks like it would probably be 27 to 28, year 27, 28, when, if you handed it to them today, when you could look at getting it. So something to think about for the next month or two, and we can take it from there. Our engine is in for service. It's been there for 3 weeks now. It's not that it's got major things, but some things need parts, and they're having they're having trouble getting some of these parts in over there. So hopefully we're going to get that back here in the next week or two, and get that thing back on track. We're using our reserve engine right now. Want to welcome Aiden Dennis to the staff. He's a new part-time firefighter paramedic. He's wrapping up some of his certifications right now. He's a new gentleman, and as soon as he gets the certifications, he'll be mentoring for a little bit on the crew, and then we'll put him where he can run by himself as a attendant on the ambulance.
Questions for Chief?
I believe that's it.
All right, and unfortunately, again, Jeff Bethel, our Public Works Director, is not here with us this evening because unfortunately we are expecting snow, and the Public Works team is home resting up for what will potentially be a long night. But as I've said earlier in the meeting, I do want to give them special thanks. I think they did an amazing job in light of a lot of snow that hit the other night, and we received a lot of positive comments through Facebook and such about the good job that they did this time, and that they frankly always do. I mean, that's one of the things I've said many times over the years. I can't tell you how many times people, including people who don't live in Fort Wright that happen to know that I'm the mayor, be like, man, your crew really does a great job on those streets in Fort Wright. I'm like, yeah, I know they do. We're glad to have them. So, Jeff, Mike, Lamar, we appreciate you guys. Get some rest and be safe out there.
And I do just want to tag Ben again also, because Ben comes in and helps, and he was off that night from the police department, so he came in at 2:30 the other morning to help do snow removal for us. It's much appreciated.
Yes, thank you, Ben. We appreciate you. Adam, you got plenty of spare time now that you're not on council. You want to get in a snow plow?
You want cars to stay on the road?
I mean, we'll even pay you a real amount of money. I mean, that $2,400 you were raking off here on council is nothing compared to what you could make driving a snow plow. Come on, Deacon Adam doesn't get road rage. No. I know better. Okay. All right, if there's no questions for Chief Shuey, I think that pretty much wraps us up for committee reports. Brooke, you got anything?
No, sir.
All right. Of course, my screen is timed out, so I'm going to work off the big screen here. We do have some announcements and recognitions I want to go through here real quick, and then we will wrap this up. So if this will...
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, thank you. Santa's mailbox from December... You read it. I don't need to read
I
it.
have to put my glasses on for that. Santa's mailbox is going to be out at the front of our building December 1st through December 31st. Children or adults can drop off a letter to Santa that will...
I brought mine.
And that'll be there. It's conveniently located right out front, available 24 hours a day. So we hope people come and use that. We love seeing your letters.
If I tell what mine says, will that ruin it? Because I was going to say, Dear Santa, my good friend Bernice wants a doll for Christmas.
We do get some interesting things put in the box sometimes.
Bernice wants a talkie Tina.
You can't have a bottle of that. Then you'll be all right.
Okay, so moving on, and most importantly, I want to make sure everybody knows about our annual tree lighting ceremony that is this Saturday at 6 o'clock. The Garden Club is hosting that. Mayor will be here with Santa to light the Christmas tree. The carolers are coming from St. Agnes, and then I think they'll do some refreshments in the firehouse. We were very worried about the amount of snow out front, so the Public Works Department have moved the tree this year over to the parking lot over here by the main parking lot, so people can stand on pavement instead of in 5 or 6 inches of snow while we sing Christmas carols. So please come out to the annual tree lighting ceremony. Santa's neighborhood visit is going to be December 13th, beginning at 2 o'clock. Santa will get on the fire truck, ride through the neighborhoods. Usually the Grinch is captured by the police department, and they'll be making their way around town visiting all of the kids. And then, of course, Holly Jolly Day is December 20th from 10 to 5 at Behringer Crawford. Admission is free for Fort Wright residents. Please go, bring your families, and tour the museum.
Read all the signs.
Read all the signs.
Read all of the signs very carefully.
Yes. And then, of course, our tree recycling program starts immediately after Christmas, December 26th. It'll be here before we know it. You can recycle your trees here until January 13th. And then we also have a coat drive for St. Vincent de Paul. We're accepting newer used coats out in our lobby. And we also, for anyone who wants to recycle Christmas tree lights, there's also a box out there. If they're broken, they're damaged, you just want to get rid of them, drop them off here and we'll recycle them. So other than that, no changes to Rumpke except on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So you can check their schedule on their website.
And we've already published some of this through our social media. We'll continue to put this out there, as well as the tax information as well. So stay tuned. We'll make sure it's all out there, and hopefully folks can attend these events if they like. So with that, we did get a letter in from Bob Hebler thanking us for the use of the equipment for the Veterans Day ceremony, and I think that's it. So unless there's anything else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Wall? Second. Wessels? All right. Roll call, please, Carrie.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Rick? Yes. Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Yes.
Mr. Robert?
Yes.
All right. We are adjourned. Thank you all. And for anyone that's still watching, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Be safe out there.